I like your responses in your assignment. 박진희? The best part, right? The last. But not with John to Helmholtz. They hit it off right away. Nonetheless, John is insulted by Helmholtz after when he reads a few lines from Romeo and Juliet about love. In chapter 13, Lina tries to seduce John. John falls on his knees and quotes a few lines by Shakespeare in order to express his affection for her. However, by John's remarks about marriage and promise to live together for always, Lina is genuinely shocked. Lina's reaction confuses John, and he calls her whore. What do you think? Actually, Shakespeare is what? Representative of our society, right? And I think Brave New World is a fascinating read, very interesting book, because while you're reading, you can satire hidden all over, and quite interesting, right? Okay, poor, right? Okay. Chapter 11. Group 1 like chapter 11 and chapter 12, chapter 13. Right, so. And Sarah Brown says this, the most interesting part. I find the most interesting part was discovery of Bernard's fragile ego. He strived so hard to receive recognition, power. All of it, I think, is the interesting reaction. All of the benefits promised to him by his caste. Yet, when he tries to bask in these supposed benefits, it backfires on him. Bernard feels like he is losing his life to John, the savage, in a way. He uses this as a means to justify using John as a scapegoat. When Bernard gets reprimanded by his superiors, he gets a taste of the try problem he faces. Bernard, despite being an alpha, does not have true power and control. He only has what the world state has offered him, and reality, it is not much. His reactions may take him one step higher each time. Notice, one step higher each time, but he always falls 2 steps back down. He can't seem to either align his thinking with the world state or with the savage John. He's now working his way to hating both. Very interesting, or very good, okay? And Chehong, I like your reaction, right? Because your phrasing is very interesting, very good, okay? The second paragraph, the truth is something pure. Artificial beings cannot deal with pure things. The truth, melted in sex or real literature, is the problems that can never be solved by ordinary concepts in the New World. John gets to know about his veritas, which will break down the whole system of lies. Okay, good. Kim Jun-up? Yeah. First paragraph. People living in the world are interested in John, who comes from the reservation. They gather to see him and find he is queer now. Bernard exploits the savage to gain fame. John feels disgusted about the order of the society. No identical difference among people. On the contrary, her mother looks happy as if she comes back to heaven eventually because of Soma. Several great works are the only shelter for John living in the great city. And Chung Seong-won? Second paragraph. Unlike chapter 13, their relationship is ironical. They both have feelings for each other, but their expression is different. Good. Their expression is different. And their thinking, their idea of love is different. Lina expresses a feeling in her own way. It's a natural way to the inner world. But it's disgusting to John's world. And his way to express his own feelings is unusual for us. So it is very sad. for both of them. Their feelings are true, but they never understand each other. And Chang Sung-woo? John the Savage becomes a social icon. I like the sentence. The John the Savage becomes social icon. Good beginning. Bernard, his guardian, becomes popular and brags to Helmholtz about his sex life, because Helmholtz has been a very has been like him, right? Linda constantly takes Soma. John is repulsed by Bokanovsky twins. Linnea takes John to a filly. What is a filly? Let's go to a filly. What is it? What does it? What does it mean? Filly? Movie. Movie, right? 4D movie, 5D movie, right? Interesting. He repulses him. Linnea is disappointed that he will have no sex with her. Bernard schedules an important party, but John refused to participate, humiliating Bernard. Helmholtz meets the Savage, and the two become instant friends. They read Shakespeare, and Helmholtz laughs at Romeo and Juliet, which insults the Savage. Linnea ingests Soma and visits John. John expresses love. Linnea undresses. John calls her a whore and roughs off. She escaped to the locked bathroom. The phone rings. John answers it and weeps. Okay? Chang Sung-woo? Okay. Yoon So-yeon? The brave world explores the negatives of an ostensibly accessible world in which everyone appears to be content and satisfied with excessive carnal pleasures. Yet, really, this stability is only achieved by sacrificing freedom in its true sense and the idea of personal responsibility. It's from your point of view, right? The story is narrated from the point, the novelist's point of view, or something like that. Huh? Chang Juan? Last paragraph. The most interesting part was chapter 13, where Linnea invited John to seduce him, but was rejected. His consciousness keeps him from Linnea. This struggle clearly shows how he insists on seeing Linnea as a pure virgin woman, possessed of complete sexual modesty. To John, Linnea is only an abstract rendering of all the virtuous women he has read in Shakespeare's work. She tries to suppress the physical desire and repress it entirely. When Linnea seduces him, he even calls her a whore for breaking the rule of a moral code she isn't even aware of. A whore is the only other category that he can think of to understand Linnea. It's interesting that when he locks himself up from Linnea, he chooses to read Othello. Okay, let's go to the work itself. And, okay, chapter 11 is divided in two parts. In the first part, all London upper gate was deeply interested in meeting John, but now becomes a hero because of John, right? Linda was hatched out of bottle, while John was born the son of Linda. Mother is past joke. It is an obscenity for them. Do you find it fascinating? Read page 153. 153. 153. Chapter 11 begins with this, right? After the scene in the fertilizing room, all upper-class London was wild to see this delicious creature. Who is delicious creature? John. who had fallen on his knees before the director of the hatchery conditioning, or rather the ex-director. 4, the poor man had resigned immediately afterwards and never set foot inside the center again. This delicious creature who had fallen on his knees before the director of hatcheries and conditioning and had flopped down and called him my father or my mother. And do the people understand it? No. Why not? They were born out of bottle. They were hatched from the bottle. It's fascinating, right? My father, Linda, on the other hand, cut no ice, not very particular, because nobody had the smallest desire to see Linda, to say one was a mother, to say one was a mother. That was past joke. It was an obscenity. Obscenity. So it is a great satire against humanity, right? Mother. No father, no mother. Right? You will not be a father or a mother. Moreover, she wasn't a real savage. Had been hatched out of bottle and conditioned like anyone else. So she does not interest anyone there. So couldn't have really quaint ideas. Finally, and this was by far the strongest reason for people not wanting to see a poor Linda. There was an appearance. This is a great satire, right? Natural aging does not take place in this world, right? At 60, do they look what? A 60-year-old woman looks like what? Looks like a child, a girl. And Linda is, at 44, Linda is a horrible. She looks like what? 80 or 100-year-old man. But even in this world, no one gets that old. Right? So it's interesting, right? There was an appearance, fat, having lost the youth, with bad teeth and blotched complexion, and the figure, forward, interesting, satire, God, right? Forward. You simply couldn't look at her without feeling sick. Yes, positively sick. So the best people were quite determined not to see Linda. It's very interesting, right? Okay, also Bernard makes use of this situation, right? Page 157, 57, Bernard, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Paragraph 5. Bernard went off in a huff, never. He told himself, never would he speak to Helmholtz again. The day passed, success went officially to Bernard's head, and in the process completely reconciled him, as a good intoxicant should do, to a world which, up till then, he had found very unsatisfactory. So far as it recognized him as important, the other things was good, but reconciled by success, he yet refused to forgo the privilege of criticizing disorder. So the following is very insightful, right? 4, the act of criticizing heightened his sense of importance, made him feel larger. What do you think? In our society, right, your superiors or your professors like to criticize you, right? Criticizing you makes you feel weak, right? Without criticizing you, what? So this is a kind of satire. The act of criticizing heightened his sense of importance and made him feel larger. Moreover, he genuinely believed that there were things to criticize. Interesting, right? Okay, the service is there to watch a factory of lighting sets for helicopters. Lower caste workers, deltas, gammas, epsilons working there, right? So 159, page 59. In the middle, it was a small factory of lighting sets for helicopters, the branch of Electrical Equipment Corporation. Well, is a depiction of a section of our society, right? There are workers. 대우조선사, Hyundai Shipbuilding Yards, many workers work like this, right? What do you think? So peoples are actually classified into different castes. Different castes. You are a student class. You're a student, right? And there are depictions of the lower caste people, right? Gammas, deltas. How do we cope with the system in the world? It's a big problem. How could you solve it? You have to get a job as a gamma or epsilon, right? But on second thought, what you do is what you do. You should enjoy it, right? Next page, page 60, 160, second paragraph. Oh, brave new world. By some malice of his memory, the savage found himself repeating Miranda's word. Oh, new, brave new world that has such people in it. And our human element manager concluded as they left the factory, we hardly ever have any trouble with our workers. We always find, right? And let's go to chapter 12. Chapter 12 is divided into two parts. Chapter 12. This is the depiction of Bernard's. He invites important people, but John refused to entertain them, and it's a big problem, right? And chapter 13. Let's go chapter 13. Oh, chapter 12. The second part is very interesting, right? Because John quotes Shakespeare poems and so on. On page 186. 83, okay. The first quote, right? Let the bird of loudest lay, bird of loudest lay on the sole Arabian tree, herald, sad and trumpet be. These lines are from the Phoenix Total, Shakespeare's poem, probably the best poem, the strangest and most, probably the perfect poem, right? And the second quote is quite interesting. Property was thus appalled that the self was not the same. Single nature's double name, neither two nor one was called. Single natures, maybe nature is correct, I think. Single nature's double name, neither two nor one was called. Reason in itself confounded. So division grow together. Actually, this is depiction of two lovers, perfect love. It's a depiction of a union of man and husband. Perfect love, but now misunderstand it. Right? Everybody is equal. Huh? Nobody belongs to nobody, right? Everybody belongs to everybody. So Bernard says, orgy posy, misunderstand it, right? Quite funny, right? Bernard does not know the poem, right? So, and the last chapter, Linnea took half a gram to forget her fears and to meet John. So, according to Fanny Brown's suggestion, advice, she takes half a gram and to meet with John. Linnea can't understand not a single word John says. Vacuum cleaners, mouth, lions, etc. So you can do anything for your lover, right? You can kill a lion, right? Risking your whole life, right? So, but Linnea cannot understand not a single word, right? She doesn't understand what John says. And John's reaction is what? She seems like to be what? Or, right? And there's a very interesting depiction. Let's go to page, okay, where, page 206, maybe. Not 206. Page 195. Page 195. In the middle, outside in the other room, the savage was striding up and down, marching to the drum music of magical words. The rain goes to it, and the small gilded fly down slashing my side. Suddenly, they rumbled in his ears. Fish show, nor these tall horns go with more righteous appetite. Down from her waist, look at her, down from her waist, they are centaurs. Do you know the centaurs? Yeah, centaurs, right? They are centaurs. The women all up, right? Above the waist, she is woman. She is woman, but below the waist, she is what? Animal. Right? But to the girdle, to the gauze inherit. Beneath is all the fins. There is a similar idea offered by Yeats. There is devil below my waist, and things like that in his poetry. Devil. There is hell. There is darkness. There is sulfurous peat, burning, scalding, stench, consumption. Fire, pa. Give me an ounce of civic. Interesting, right? Fantastic. And chapter 14 is actually a that scene. John goes to the hospital where her mother is dying, and still there is a Linda does not think of John. She does not recognize her own son. Only she is calling her lovers, Pope. And he was disappointed. So we'll skip chapter 14 and do the homework. Chapter 15, 17, 18, the last three chapters. Okay?